Ladies and gentlemen, Papa and Grandma.
Papa and I have written a poem, and it's called Us. Not so many years ago, it seems like yesterday, two high school kids, they fell in love. Too young, some would say. They knew so well how life would be just one day at a time. We'll be so special, wait and see. Our love is one of a kind. So 4 years later, they did wed, with all the family gathered. There were some problems then, of course, but none that really mattered. The honeymoon was great, of course, then back to work like others. A small apartment was fixed up, above her dad and mother's.
Surprise, surprise! 1 year later, our baby girl arrived, and life just got greater. She had no hair, a sweet round face, and eyes as big as saucers. A prettier baby never lived, said everyone who saw her. Who would think life could be sweeter? Our love increased each time we'd see her. The young father worked much harder and longer so a house could be bought to make his family stronger. 4 years passed on and our first son was born. A cute little blonde-haired fellow. What fun we had, the four of us. Our life was really mellow. Our baby boy came 2 years later. A surprise he was, but one greater. A little cutie pie was he, with charm enough plain to see. Of course we had some troubles along our way, but nothing major, we're happy to say.
Soon Linda started talking college. Wanted to fill her head with knowledge. Okay, we said, but not too far. Close enough to go by car. And there she met her fella Jim. A terrific guy, and she married him. A fine young man who quickly fit into our family, so closely knit. And off they moved to Iowa to start off on their own. It seems so very far away, but that's life, we were told. The boys were growing up, of course. The years were really flying. And there were some times in those short years we parents thought were trying. We tried to separate things we thought were important and ignore the long hair, so-so grades, and occasional beer drinking. At least at that time it was our thinking. So we held our breath and plunged ahead, looking to the future. We'll live, we said, it's all okay. Their ideals are firmly planted. It would all work out, of course we knew. We took it all for granted.
And work it did. We all survived, though luckier than some. The boys grew up as fine, strong men. The teenage years were one. Then off to college went our Dave. The house was seemingly bigger. Just three of us now, so hard to believe. Time marching on, you figure. Our baby Jack was the last to leave. No college years for him. I'll go out west with all the guys and learn firsthand a trade. And learn he did about the world, just how grown men were made.
Alone at last, the couple cried. Can you believe they're gone? We've always had our children here. What do we do now, she sighed. But soon it seemed our boys returned, and then our youngest said, Hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I've met the girl I surely want to wed. And wed he did, a lovely girl named Gloria. We're happy he did find her. A thoughtful girl, we loved her too. Life couldn't be finer.
Meanwhile, out in Iowa, a baby girl was born. Sarah Corrine, our first grandchild. What a tremendous thrill. But we're way too young, said Bill. She was a precious little girl, the best in all the world. Of course, we weren't prejudiced. 'Twas true, you have my word. And then it seemed more years flew by. 2 grandsons now were born. Their first little one, they named him Bill. We all were very proud. Sports are his things, and music too. Of course, that is allowed. Then came DJ, or David, now he's older. A very quiet child, but now he's getting bolder. He's into sports just like his brother. It's always one kind of ball or other. And back in Elgin there was born a small little girl named Ramona. What a cute, sweet as can be. Maybe her singer one day will be. Jessica is our youngest grandchild. She's a honey, sweet and mild. A singer too, she might answer, or perhaps a ballet dancer.
Our firstborn son lived all alone, no one to share his life. And then one day not long ago, he too found himself a wife. Carlene's just perfect as his mate. We know he was so right to wait. They are so suited for each other, must be fate, none other. Our family circle is now complete. Not a very easy feat.
Though 40 years have come and gone, and sometimes we were right and sometimes wrong, we've done the best within our hearts to instill in you all our very best. We've laughed and cried through all these years, far luckier than most, and raised a super family. Of that we both can boast.
Our wish for you in this new year is easy to be told. Now listen carefully, and I'll be bold. Be strong, be true, and faithful too, and never ever forget. The most important thing in life is love for one another. A family is a precious thing, with love from Dad and Mother.
Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd is... Dave, come on down. A rather emotional outpouring here. A rather beautiful, beautiful soliloquy.